This is Joe Krein, and we're on Elvis Express Radio. And my friend here today is Bill Superfoot Wallace. How you doing, Bill?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, Bill, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Indiana, 1945, and raised in Indiana until I was 26 years old.
Now, how did you get into karate?
Well, I was in the service, and I was a wrestler in high school and college. When I joined the service, they didn't have a wrestling team, but they had a judo team. So I started playing judo, and then got it messed up a little bit, messed my knee up a little bit, and that's how I got started into karate.
Okay. What are you a special? You got a special degree of karate that you're in?
No. Just wrist. I started regular karate, just Shorin-ryu karate, Okinawan system.
Okay. Now I know because I looked up I looked on Wikipedia about you. You know Chuck Norris. Did you know Bruce Lee?
I met him in 1967.
You did?
Did not know him well, yeah, but I met him in 1967.
Well, even to be able to say that you met him must be. I actually saw him in a tournament once, so that was very cool. Something I'll never forget.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
No, he was on tour doing the Kato thing.
Oh, okay.
He was at a fair, and I never saw a man do what he did. He was faster than lightning and could kick like, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'll never forget it. And you're good friends with Chuck Norris.
Yes, we're good friends. We've been knowing each other since about 1966, 67.
Okay. Now you had a special you had a belt, right, in karate. You were
I was a black belt, yeah.
Yeah. Now when you retired from kickboxing, you were the middleweight champion.
Yes, sir. Yep. Retired 1980, June 15th, my last fight.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah.
When did you first meet Elvis Presley?
1972 in Memphis, Tennessee.
Can you tell us about it?
Well, I was teaching for a guy named Krein, and I just won a big tournament in Texas, a national tournament, and I was working out with Krein, and Elvis Presley walked into the dojo, or the dojang, with his little entourage and Linda Thompson, and he knew Krein, so he just wanted to come in and meet because he was at the tournament and saw me fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Kind of neat, never. Yeah, I mean that's this is before Chuck was really, really famous and everything.
Right. What kind of person was Elvis? I mean, meeting him for the first time, what did you think?
Well, I was scared to death. I mean, he was very, very nice, very, very, cordial, very friendly. Just asked me how I was doing, and told me that he saw me fight in Dallas and thought I was very, very good. And he just wanted to come down and say hi, and I said I appreciate that. So. And we kind of became friends.
Okay.
If you want to call Elvis a friend,
Yeah, who would ever? Wow, I would love to have been able to say that. Now, what would you do as friends? I mean, would you go out with him?
Well, he called up a couple times, and we go over to the house and and go to movies and stuff, and go out and I worked for him from 1974 to 1977 when he died, so. We just go out and go to movies and go out for rides and, hang out.
Right. Did you have a lot of time to be able to sit down and talk one-on-one with Elvis?
No, not too much. I don't think anybody had time to talk one-on-one. Even with all the interviews and all that stuff, he was kind of a quiet person in a way, I mean, flamboyant, but kind of quiet about his own stuff, He was a homebody and, wanted to be home with his mother and his father, and then when he got married to Priscilla, wanted to was home doing that unless he went on tour.
Right. What did you think about being on tour with Elvis?
Well, I didn't go on tour with him. I went one time to Hawaii with him, but that was the only time I ever went anywhere. My job was to stay at home in Memphis and run the facility that he would go work out in.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. See, a lot of people thought that I was his bodyguard, but I was not his bodyguard.
Okay.
My job was to just work out with him, train with him, kind of hang out with him, have some fun. Red West, Jerry Schilling, and Sonny West, and those guys were his bodyguards.
Right. How'd you get along with all the guys?
Oh, loved them. They were all karate people. We used to go down to school and spar with them, beat the shit out of them, have a ball. fun chicken bodyguards.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to ask you a question that actually upset Dave Hebler, but I'm going to ask you. How good was Elvis? Was he really good, or did he get his degrees and the belts because of who he was? I mean,
okay. Now you got two things. Elvis couldn't spar, couldn't take the chance of getting hurt. And he was. I mean, I watched him do some self-defense techniques, and he was very, very good at it. He could do techniques very, very well. He didn't have the time to train like you or I or Dave Hebler would have. The time to train and so forth. But I was impressed with his technique. It's okay to me. Looked fine to me. And you got to look at it this way. Every time he went on stage and did those karate movements, every mother that had a son said, "My kid's going to do that."
Right. Right.
So I mean, you can't get a better ambassador than him.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Hey, with all the time that you were with Elvis, can you think of anything funny that happened when you were with Elvis?
Oh, all kinds of things. Funny things that happen. We joke around. When I first hurt my left leg in a sparring accident, he called a guy in from California, came out to fish, and while the guy was sticking needles in my leg, he was just sitting on the bed laughing.
Did you ever see Elvis lose his temper?
Oh yeah. He would get upset kind of easily. He'd well, not easily, but I mean, you go spend money on something and it doesn't work, you get mad too. And he shot his car one time.
Oh, the Pantera.
Yep. He shot his car. He just got it, and we were all going to go for a ride, and he went into, got in the car and started. It wouldn't start. Tried it again, it wouldn't start. Then walked in the house and got his .45 automatic, came out and emptied it in the car. Still wouldn't start.
Hey, what did you think of Graceland the first time you saw it?
Oh, humongous. I mean, when I saw it in 1970, I think I saw it in 72. It was just huge. The mansion that he was at. I mean, it was where he lived. It didn't. It was big, but it wasn't gigantic. It wasn't like a castle or something like that. It was big and nice, and it was just home. He and his parents' home, and his wife.
Right. Did you ever get any gifts over the years from Elvis?
Oh yeah. Got a motorcycle when I won the world championship.
Wow.
And when I moved down there, he got me a car.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And gifts every once in a while. Gifts to everybody. Give all the guys gifts. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Hey, over the time that you were with him was. Now, you said you weren't a bodyguard, so I was going to ask you if there was ever a time that you had to step in, but
nope,
you weren't a bodyguard. Okay.
Nope.
How did you find out that Elvis had passed away?
Well, I was on vacation. I was at summer school. It was 1977, and just before, I was also teaching out at Memphis State University, and I was teaching physical education out there, and I was on vacation in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and I turned the radio on. We were taking off that morning. I turned the radio on. They played an Elvis song, and I said, "Okay, enough of that." So I turned the station. There was another Elvis song on, and I went, "Uh-oh." Turned to another station, another Elvis song. So I called back there, and that's when I found out that he died.
And did you go to Memphis?
Nope.
No.
Nope. I called back there, and they told me what happened. And I said, "You want me to come back?" And they said, "Just stay away. It's a rat race, so just stay away."
Yeah. Is there any story or anything that you want to share with the listeners while I have you on the line?
Oh, well, he was a great guy. He was, the guy can sing a song, I'll say that, and he could sell that song and had a great voice. He just had that charisma that nobody's had since him. I mean, if you realize I travel all over the world, he's still right now number one in Europe as far as singing goes. He's number one, all over the place. I mean, he's been gone now since 1977, and he's still, very, 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 very popular.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question is, what do you think of the increasing popularity of Elvis Presley?
It's not decreasing. Still, if anything else, it's growing. There are people out there. I was just at Graceland a couple weeks ago. There were people there that had never seen him in person, but they got all of his movies, all of his records, and everything else, and they just loved the guy. And no reason not to love him. He was a good guy. I liked him.
Yes,
had fun with him.
I never saw Elvis in person, and look what I do. How did you like the birth week? I know you were down there as a guest. How did it go?
How did I like what?
You were down at Graceland for the...
Yeah. Oh, it was okay. We stayed at the Peabody. My wife and I stayed at the Peabody. And, saw a bunch of people, talked to a bunch of people. Didn't get a chance to see Priscilla or Lisa Marie, but did a bunch of interviews, talked to a bunch of people, took a bunch of pictures. But, it was for an 80th birthday party, it was pretty good.
Cool.
We had fun, except it was cold. It was like 8 degrees.
For Memphis, jeez.
Memphis, that was freezing. Yeah, it was really. I was in Memphis for 12 years, and I don't ever remember it being that cold.
Wow. Hey, I didn't ask you. Were you an Elvis fan? His music?
Oh yeah, I like his music. The music I love. The favorite song, the favorite movie that he did was I Like Kid Galahad.
Mine too.
Yeah, I like Kid Galahad. I like Viva Las Vegas. Those are basically the 2 favorite movies that I have.
Do you have a favorite song?
Yep. Trilogy.
Oh, American Trilogy. Well, yep. I guarantee you, once this airs, we'll play American Trilogy for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. Yep.
Okay, one more question, Bill. What are you doing now?
Still working out. I still train in karate, taekwondo, kickboxing. I travel all over doing seminars and appearances, and just having a good time, living the life. Take my wife with me someplace. We go out and have fun, and train and work out. I get paid to work out. That's the best part about life.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there. Now, you were just at a Hall of Fame thing. Was that something that you were being brought into?
Yeah, well, no. I've been going there ever since 2001, I guess. So, every year I make an appearance and do a seminar there. Talk to people, take pictures, all the stuff. It's a yearly thing, so get new inductees every year and take photos with them and have a good time. Except it's cold in New Jersey.
Yes, it is. It's cold here in New York tonight.
Yeah. You guys get the snow yet?
No, it's starting to snow already. So, well.
Okay. Wow.
Well, Bill, thank you very much for being on Elvis Express Radio.
Thank you very much. You guys take care. And everybody that's listening to this thing, if you've never met him, you've never seen him do something, you've missed a lot. He's fantastic.